This is the Four-Man Rush. Hello, Panther fans, and welcome to another podcast of the Four-Man Rush. I'm your host, Timmy V.O., here with Jadarius and Kevin. I always go the wrong way. That's some Jadarius and Kevin. Oh, shit. The fellas right there. And we're going to talk about the KC matchup coming up, man. I know a lot of people, including myself, have their doubts about this game, but you know what, folks? It's the NFL. You never know. You never know. You never know. And hopefully we'll have some good news about McCaffrey and maybe even Gross Matos coming back. We'll talk about that and see what we can and what not to do in order to get this W. Obviously Kansas City is Super Bowl champs, and they got one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Obviously, a lot of speed on offense. Defense does their job, especially when the offense is putting up points and makes the team one dimensional. So we'll talk in detail about that. So hold on to your hats, folks. The Four-Man Rush is on the scene, fellas. We'll start with you, Jadarius, and then we'll run over to Kev. Just give us an overall view of Kansas City as a whole up to this point, if you don't mind, gentlemen.
Yeah, Kansas City got Patrick Mahomes, got a lot of explosive athletes on their team. Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman. These boys have been eating up chunk plays all year long in the past game. Defensively, you got dogs up front. You got Frank Clark, Chris Jones. So this is coming in. This is one of the most stacked teams in the league, and they're expected to do well. And their record shows that 7-1, first in the AFC West. So it's going to be a challenge, a total challenge for all phases of our team, for sure.
No doubt. Kev. Are you on mute, brother? Kev. Oh, well. Kevin Avery. Well, folks, we'll come back to Kevin. So to the Kansas City Chiefs record, what's their record up? I think they have like one loss, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, one loss, and that loss came to the Raiders. Wow. I think that's a team that we brought it down to a wire, to the wire against. They beat them 40-32. So gonna have to score a lot of points to beat this team, for sure, to say the least. I think the least they scored all year is 26 points. So,
wow,
their offensive firepower is going to be a test for our defense, to say the least, man.
It's going to be interesting. Kev, what's your point of view on the Kansas City Chiefs, man? Well, Kevin, what's up, man? Interesting. Well, so
hello.
Oh, here we go. Hey, Kev, what's up? There he is.
Ah, dang.
What's that all about, man?
I don't know, cause I hit the mute off my mic, and I don't know, man.
That's all right, man. Your thoughts on Kansas City, bro?
Yeah, my thoughts on Kansas City, just overall, you're looking at probably one of the most elite, explosive teams that's come across NFL in quite some time. I mean, you could pretty much make your fantasy team off their skill position alone, at every position. I was listening to Jadarius, speak mostly, about the skill players where, the place where I see potential where we could do some damage is in the trenches, particularly versus their offensive line, where they had a couple of their regular starters opt out due to COVID. Then I think they lost one to injury. Former Panther Mike Remmers, if I'm not mistaken, is currently their starting. Well, he was their starting right guard, and I think to injury, I think they did move him out to tackle. Mm-hmm. So I'm not quite sure because I haven't really been updated as far as recently when they played against the Jets where he played. I haven't watched any film on him yet, but I see this as a game where that if we're going to try to make any noise whatsoever, we got to hit them trenches up. There's no doubt about it because we are outgunned, outmatched at the skill positions. Wow. Period. I mean, as much as I love our guys, you take DJ's best day, you take Robbie's best day, even Bridgewater's best day. That's, I'm just hoping this is what we said we was hoping McCaffrey would come back and be ready for that. Now that definitely would level the playing field enough to give us somewhat of a glimmer. I'm like you guys. Y'all know I'm probably one of the most optimistic, realistic guys out here, but it's hard for me based on how we played to honestly feel like, we're going to win this. Now, one thing I can draw some belief in, anybody that watched the game against the Jets, I know the final score said 35-9, but at one point, well into the game, it was only 14-9, folks. Wow. And the Jets, they got into the red zone and they just had a field goal party. So what was 35-9 could have easily been 28-35 and made it much more of a dogfight than what it is. I think the Jets kicked 4 field goals. One was blocked. The other 3 were made. And that was in Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken. So, the winless Jets went on the road. I think they're winless, right? They haven't won a game yet. The Jets
won. I think they won one game.
One game, okay. 1-win Jets team went in there and they put up a gaudy effort for I think a little over a half, if I'm not mistaken. This game was not, believe it or not, this game wasn't really decided until the second half. I know the final score gives an indication 35-9, but that's not an indication of dominance by Kansas City from beginning to the end. So if anything, I think that there are opportunities if we decide to be consistent with our execution to make this game very uncomfortable and make it very interesting. But that's my take on it from an overall perspective.
And correction, you're right, Kevin. They have not won a game yet.
Oh, okay.
0-8. Damn, that sucks. And here we are with 3 wins. Anyway, thank you, Jesus. All right, so the trenches. Well, let's talk about our offensive line versus their defensive line. Jadarius, well, Kevin, we'll go to you for that because you're the trench expert, and Jadarius will talk about the skill positions on offense after Kev. So, Kevin, what are your key matchups on the offensive line versus their defensive line?
Well, for me, the key matchup is going to be, as usual, on the interior with their star defensive tackle. His name drawing a blank to me. Help me out, JD. The defensive tackle.
Chris Jones.
Yeah, that's it. Chris Jones. Yes, Chris Jones on the interior and Frank Clark on the outside. That's going to be where our offensive line is going to be particularly challenged. I mean, with Jones, we're talking about someone that's coming off an all-pro season. someone that dominated against elite offensive lines play himself. I saw several times last season, which is why he inked that big contract that he got this past off season. So we're talking about a young, hungry defensive lineman who's just entering his prime that I'm sure when he watches us on film, he smells blood in the water. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's definitely, I'm more worried about him on the interior than Frank Clark on the outside, which not negating his ability to wreck shop. When you think about our tackle play, if we got Moton and Okung, I'm going to be not as worried. But if it's Moton and a combination of Greg Little and Trenton Scott, I'm gonna be drinking liquor early and often in this game. I'm telling you. But just as far as our offensive line though, it'll just be interesting to see after being embarrassed and just I'm gonna call for this, and we got bitch slapped by the Falcons in the trenches, man.
We sure did.
We got owned. I mean, they basically came back and reclaimed what we took a few weeks earlier. And I just want to see how we're going to come out and respond. Are we going to, is our offensive line going to have the mentality to where they are looking to redeem themselves regardless who's in front? That remains to be the question, but definitely Chris Jones and Frank Clark are particularly the key to, if we can neutralize, because we're not going to stop them, but if we can neutralize their effectiveness. What I'm hoping for is double teams where someone slides off to the next level, and I'm hoping that we do that often, because leaving either one of these guys one-on-one, no. No, that's not fair to anyone in our backfield. So I just think that particular aspect of the matchup is pretty much going to dictate who gets to be called daddy in the trenches. Is that matchup right there?
Well, I'm already nervous as hell. I'm nervous as hell. Oh man. So Jadarius, I guess we'll talk about Teddy and what Brady's going to do with Joe Brady going to do with this offense.
Yeah, actually, I got some interesting stats here. While I was perusing the World Wide Web here.
Yeah, man.
So when you think Kansas City, you think passing game. Mm-hmm. This is well before they even drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire, before Le'Veon Bell got added to the team. But something that's interesting, that I found interesting at least, was that our pass game and their pass game have been performing identically so far. Oh. So we look at 8.1 yards per attempt for both teams. And in contrast, the defenses have allowed the exact same. So 6.6 yards per pass allowed. So both teams adept at passing, and both teams are not necessarily terrible at stopping the pass. So they can hold their own in stopping the pass. But I think from a Carolina perspective here, when you look at the game they lost, the Raiders ran it down their throat. So when you think about what we can do to actually give us the best chance to win the game, is to do something we've been doing all year, in my opinion, which is winning time of possession. So sustaining long drives, well, not necessarily something that happened consistently versus Atlanta, but if you look back at Las Vegas in the first three, 4 games of the year, we dominated time of possession, but just couldn't cap off with touchdowns. So for our game plan, I think, hey, stick with the run. This is a team that's given up almost 4.8 yards per carry on the ground. So gas them in the run, hold on to the rock, and make long drives. And when you get to the red zone, you got to get touchdowns because trading 3 for 7 with Mahomes and them and going fly well.
Nah, at all. At all. It's just like playing the Saints, man. You give Drew Brees enough time, they're going to just bring it. I mean, well, yeah, we cannot do this whole field goal thing. And, I mean, I don't have the red zone stats for Kansas City, but I mean, if the Raiders were able to beat them on their own home field and running that football, man, hopefully we'll see more 2 tight end, 1 tight end, fullback formations, something to get that running game going. That'll be amazing. Hopefully we can use our tight ends in this game a little bit. But I know is Kelsey gonna be playing this game?
It doesn't look like he's on the injury report.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
So yeah, that's gonna be a task for Tahir and them chasing around Kelsey from the slot all the way over to the middle of the field, man. So he already got a headache.
Oh my God.
I'm just looking at the fact that our linebackers, not only Travis Kelsey, but got to deal with Edwards-Helaire and Le'Veon Bell. I mean,
bro.
Jeez. Oh, boy.
Yeah, bro.
Man.
Not to mention Tyreek on those jet sweeps.
It's a murder.
Oh, my God.
I think Snoop said the best. Murder was the case that they gave.
Murder! Too much coffee, Alan. Sorry about that. So let's talk about our defensive prowess, I guess you could say. I guess a controlled rush up front will that be a good thing, or should we just try to hit Mahomes every single time he drops back? We'll go with Go ahead, JD.
So again, looking at the game that Kansas City lost, a lot of people will see Mahomes' his box score, and see over 300 yards passing. I see 3 sacks. So, for a team that, like Kevin was mentioning earlier, that might start Remmers, and we know how bad. Oh my God,
Mike. Oh my!
And we know how bad he is. But I perused their depth chart as well because I like being nosy. And they're 1 deep at guard and 2 deep, 1.5 deep at tackle. 1 tackle is listed as questionable right now. And then the man behind him is none other than Mike Rivers. So for Brian Burns and them, you gotta attack, man. You gotta get home. You gotta hit Mahomes. Get him off his spot.
God almighty. Oof. We haven't gone against too many mobile quarterbacks this season at all, and now we're going up against one of the more dual threat quarterbacks out there. Wow.
We made Matt Ryan look real mobile.
Right?
Last game.
I was like, damn. Yeah, come on, man. Running around like he just anyway. God almighty. Kev, what do you think about our defensive capabilities going up against Mahomes in this offense? What's a good remedy?
Well, one of the things I'm looking at it from a deeper defense perspective. I was looking at their week 2 matchup on the road against the Los Angeles Chargers, who had to go into overtime. As we well know, this was a game that Chargers quarterback rookie Justin Herbert found out 30 minutes before kickoff he was starting the game because the team doctor punctured the lung of Tyrod Taylor. And, so when I was, looking over, their performance here, Kansas City only scored 6 points in the first half, 3 points in the third quarter, and had to score 11 in the fourth quarter just to send it to overtime.
Interesting.
So when I look back and see, I'm sorry, what were the Chargers doing here? They had the ball nearly 40 minutes. That's one thing that can help. I mean, I know that's more so what the offense can do, but, limiting the number of possessions, which is something we've shown that we can do offensively, would be a good start. But defensively, we just got to win on third down. Our last two opponents have only punted one time in 8 quarters.
Wow, dude. 8 quarters?
In the last 8 quarters, 4 quarters against the Saints and 4 quarters against the Falcons. Only punted the ball one time in those 8 quarters.
One time in 2 games. Holy Manoli Jesus.
Yeah. So, so from a defensive perspective, we gotta win on third down, because we've seen it doesn't matter even if it's third and long. How many times we even give up a first down on 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15,
right?
And we giving up a first. So even put them in 3rd and long is going to help us out. Nah, and we just, whether it's 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 21, we just simply got to come up with the plays.
Period.
Here, and just so I was looking over, the numbers as far as what the Chargers were able to do. One thing was they got 8 quarterback hits on Patrick Mahomes. They had 12 quarterback hurries. They only had 1 sack, so they didn't, it wasn't a sack part or anything. But it was just a simple fact that they constantly apply pressure. Now, the way we've been seeing Phil Snow call the defense,
Zone City.
Yeah, it is. So, we just got to rely on whatever defensive front we use, because I know people are saying, man, we're only in 3-man fronts the majority of the time. We play a lot of 40 front as well. It just depends on who's really affecting us in the passing game, how much we do to go to the 30-man front where we rush in 3 and drop in 8. So we see a lot of 30 fronts coming from us lately. But if we're gonna make some noise, again, it's got to be in the trenches first. We got to take advantage of that offensive line, not just Remmers, but they got a couple other backup guys that are in as well. So we can get a healthy Kerr back, that we can get a healthy UT Gross Models to go along with Burns. Quietly Obata been doing some paper cut blows himself the last few games. When he's come in, he's been applying pressure, and he's been, making some stops in the run game. So if we can get our defensive line to be healthy and gel, this is where we can really make the game interesting at, because Kansas City does not have, a top notch, to put up the points that they do with the quarterback they have. That's saying more so about the skill levels of the talent of the skill position, more so than their offensive line protection. So if we're going to have any shot, we gotta dominate and impose our will in the trenches early, often, and steadily. Do we have the talent to do? Sure, but will we do it? Yeah, remains to be seen.
Man, go ahead, Jay.
He was talking about third down efficiency. So let's talk about it. Third down efficiency for KC, 49% successful on offense, and allows 38% on defense. For our boys, though, it's not looking so hot. Complete. They get the first down on third down 43% of the time, and allow 54% on defense.
Jeez. Well, there you have it, folks. Interesting. And you also have to, to your listeners and viewers, you also have to realize that, KC puts up points in a bunch. bunches, I should say. And that also helps the defense with their third down, lack of allowing third down conversions at a high rate because you're putting offenses in a one-dimensional situation more than they would like to because their defense can't stop Mahomes in that arsenal. So going back to what Kevin said, I mean, if we can get pressure on these guys and have it like the Jets game and we're getting to the red zone, we're actually putting up points, that might help our third down conversion rate in this game. And God knows we're going to need it. These guys, man, I'm looking at their season stats right now. I'm like, oh my God. They spread the ball around. They're not shy about spreading the ball around. They have weapons. They have speed. They have a damn good quarterback. Oh man. Can our secondary keep up with this offense? Excuse me. What you think, Kevin?
Well, let me start with the one positive I know. Rasul Douglas came off the COVID-19 IR list, so that's a good point right there. What Dante Jackson gonna be able to do on that toe? I can't remember the last time I seen him play a whole game. So, oddly enough, with this play, I'm confident in Cornell to playing nickel. Believe it or not. So now again, of course, he's going to be tested because, what we're looking at, whoever they put in the slot, whether it's Tyreek Hill, whether it's Sammy Watkins, whether it's McCole Hartman. I think they got another guy named Robinson. I think they got like 4 legit wide receivers that I've seen be in the slot. So they may all take turns. So Corn is definitely gonna get tested playing that nickel position. So as far as the rest can go, Troy probably got the speed to keep up with Tyreek Hill if he was on a straight line every play. But we've seen Tyreek Hill be develop tremendously as a route runner over the past few years. He's not just speed; he's actually a very good route runner. And even by the struggle with us that we are able to somewhat neutralize him, they still got enough other guys that where you just really look like, can our third and fourth cornerbacks, what are they going to be? Are they going to be able to compete and fight for balls and positioning? And then you look at the back end, the secondary. Boy, the thoughts of Edwards-Helaire and Le'Veon Bell running and Trey Boston got to tackle in open field.
Oh my God!
Whew. Lord help me.
Get them ankles. Get them.
Man. Yeah. So I don't know. Somebody want to hit up an online church before the game come on and say a few Our Fathers and Hail Marys and whatever. I mean, JD, I know you got somebody up in the upper room on speed dial, bro. I mean, bro, we need divine intervention in that secondary, man. If we're gonna try to compete, all I can see is with this scheme, if we can like give up the yards, but limit the points. That's the only way I can see it happening. But there's gonna be a whole nother level of skill positions we're dealing with. Travis Kelce, you can argue top 2 tight end in the league. Between him and Kittle out in 49ers land. I'm sweating just thinking about what's gonna be facing, man. But I'm gonna face the music and I'm gonna go on my usual optimism, and I'm gonna subject myself to 3 hours of viewing football, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But based on what we've seen, it's not looking favorable for us from a secondary point of view.
At least you're honest. Oh man, JD. We mentioned we touched on this before we started recording about the linebacker core. Yeah.
Ooh, oh man. Oh God.
Yeah.
You was asking about the safety, our D-backs. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, dude. When I tell you, I'm in my mind. When I tell you in my mind, I'm trying everything possible to where I can maybe watch our offense against their defense, but then find an excuse to not watch our defense against their offense. I'm sitting over here, I'm flipping through my playbook trying to be like, okay, so if they average 30 minutes possession per game, what am I going to do? So I don't have, maybe I could wash the dishes or walk the dog every time they right before kickoff, then I'll be back for our first snap. And I'm going to have to figure out something because I don't know if I'm ready for this stress.
It's going to be stressful.
I don't know and the thing about it is our linebackers are going to be asked to cover and tackle this game.
Yeah.
There's no way KC sees our film. There's no way Eric Bieniemy sees our film. It goes, hey, so we just gonna stay away from their linebackers because they can do everything. Bruh, they see to hear pity patting and patter-whacking in gaps, bruh. Oh. They see Shaq behind the pass every snap. They see this stuff. And I guarantee you, Travis Kelce is a leading receiver right now. I guarantee you he's licking his chops right now. There's no way. There is no way.
He's averaging 12 yards a catch, folks. He has over 600 yards for the season already.
Oh, Jesus. Look, I'm going to have to call everybody in the upper room, Kev. This ain't, look, I don't know how you going to do it.
This ain't right at all.
Bruh, is it abuse? 911? Someone please call 911. Ain't that what our brother Wycliffe said, man? We're going to have to. Who child? I don't know.
I mean, if there's one game where Shaq can finally pull together what he got, the pieces he got from TD and Kuechly, and just put it together for one complete game, this is the damn game right here. This is it.
I was even sitting here scheming like we got a white brother at linebacker. We got Kunisic. So if we sneak Luke Kuechly into his jersey, they about the same height and same size. So if we just sneak him in, just slide him in there. Who would anybody notice?
Just saying. Just saying. Oh man. But folks. Again, it's the NFL. You never know. We don't have 100% on whether Christian McCaffrey is going to be playing or not. But I mean, if he suits up and plays in this game, that'll be a wonderful addition. Unfortunately, he doesn't play defense. So, yeah. Stay tuned for the injury report coming out tomorrow. We'll know for sure if Christian's coming back and Gross Matos. He was showing some flashes of pro caliber, pass rushing and things of that nature. I think was it the Saints game, I believe. So he's coming along. Unfortunately, he suffered that injury, but get him back out there on that front, as Kevin mentioned. Keep pressure on my homeboy, and maybe pull out a win, man. But dude, I don't see how we're going to stop that offense with our linebacker core. I don't see it. I really don't. Man, I'm not being pessimistic, folks. I'm just being real with you. Just being real. It is what it is. You look at the stats yourself. Kelsey's a bad boy. He's dominating. He's had 48 receptions for 610 yards. Tyreek Hill, 537 yards. Hardman, 347. Sammy Watkins, 222. Hilaire, 204. And this is receiving. Now we get into the rushing aspect of it. So, I mean, wow. You never know. Oh, so, Kevin, what's your predictions, man, score-wise? What do you see here, man? Take it easy on us. Kevin.
Sorry about that. But yeah, one thing that's been consistent with our team this year is it being a one-score outcome. Mm-hmm. That is going to be severely tested because I honestly say that we have not faced an offensive juggernaut like this. Mm-hmm. If, like I said, if we get a healthy Christian McCaffrey who shows no rust and put up, then I think we could eventually possibly get into a shootout that I think would give us a chance to, like I say, make it interesting. But if McCaffrey's not playing, your mama do it two ways. With McCaffrey, I'm gonna say 34-28 Kansas City. Without McCaffrey, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 31-17 Kansas City.
Oh, man.
Like I said, I like to always try to pull out some options, but Tim, we keep it real here on the Rush. Yeah, so I mean, if it's if I'm wrong or we win by 10 or whatever, hey, I take my Crow Burger medium well. Stop by Sam's Club if you can. Pick it up, But yeah, so that's how I got it. We got McCaffrey back. 34-28 Kansas City, without 31-17.
Gotcha. Jadarius, do you have any score prediction?
All right, so no cap. While right before Kev said he was going to do it two ways, I already made up in my mind I was going to do it two ways too. Right. So my thinking here is both teams want to control the clock. So if we have McCaffrey, it makes us better on third down almost immediately to me. It doesn't matter if he's at running back or slot. He's just that good. Also, you factor in Curtis Samuel, one of them is going to be open. That's just how I see it. But with McCaffrey, I'll say 28-24 KC, for the fact that either we're going to control clock or they're going to control clock, and it's just going to come down to who's going to score the touchdown when it matters. So in that outcome, 28-24, I could see us having a ball last and just not be able to finish that last drive off again.
Yeah,
look, bad habits die hard. So,
boy, don't they?
Without McCaffrey, significantly harder for us to make it on third down. Curtis has been our third rock on third down. But against a team like this, you can't just convert a couple third downs here and there and get off with Mahomes getting 3 points on the other end. So you can't expect that from this young defense. So I think without no C-Mac, I'll call it 31-14. They dominate time of possession. We score 2 touchdowns and one of them in garbage time. And that's the end of it.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. Yeah. This is going to be a high-scoring game for Kansas City, and hopefully it's a high-scoring game for us. But I just don't think we have the firepower to keep up with them. It's just unfortunate. I'm going to sound a little ridiculous here, but is this a home game or an away game?
Away game at Kansas City.
Yeah, it's away.
Ooh, that Midwest cold. Oh boy, I hope Christian's playing, man, because we're gonna need some running backs for this game. That's for damn sure. So, wow. Well, Panther fans, just keeping it 100 with you. That's what a 4-man rush rolls, man. You know, we're Panther fans through and through, but you know, we're also realistic. We're football heads, and you know, well, we've had going on 9 weeks of NFL to digest and break down when it comes to our Carolina Panthers, and quite frankly, we have a lot of holes to fill that is going to leave us vulnerable for Kansas City Chiefs. But hey, like Kevin said, bring that crow burger on, bro. Bring it. I'll be more than happy to eat that motherfucker. See, Panthers beat Kansas City. Awesome. I'll have some Lay's Ridges on the side with my burger, please. Thank you.
Large coat.
And the large coat. Right on, man. Oh, shoot, man. I hope we pull this off. This will be a huge upset for Vegas. I know that, because I know they must have Kansas City up by a buttload. But, yeah. Y'all be sure to watch that game. I'm assuming it's 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Kansas. 1 o'clock. Cool. Yeah, y'all be sure to check that game out, Panther fans. You might be surprised. If anything, you're gonna see one of the better quarterbacks, or better offenses maybe, but definitely one of the better quarterbacks in the league, man. Mahomes he's special. Kid's special. I gotta give him props, man. He's a heck of a QB. So, any parting shots, gentlemen? Kev, we'll start with you.
As always, want to thank all the fans, every single one of you guys who support the 4-Man Rush on all of our social media outlets. Want to thank how you guys, comment and vibe with us when we're, when we're on interviews, when we're invited guests by other forums that, recognize the 4-Man Rush as a logical, factual, credible place of football knowledge about the Carolina Panthers. We appreciate the support there. Just keep rocking with us through this rebuild. We're gonna give it to you straight, and keep pounding.
Right on. Jadarius.
Salute to y'all, man. One love, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And it's gonna get interesting on Twitter though, for real.
Whoop. You heard it here first. Yeah, that Twitter game is mean, bro.
We don't take no prisoners on Twitter.
Boy.
Come with the ignorance, you gonna get bashed. But if you come to learn, then we'll teach you something, for real.
For sure. If you haven't gone to the 4-Man Rush Twitter profile, you guys need to check that out. Film, witty, great write-ups. I mean, I don't know how the Carolina Panthers, the actual Carolina Panthers Twitter page still has followers. I'm surprised they're not all on 4-Man Rush by now. But, give it time. Don't worry about that.
Just wait on it.
Yeah, just wait on it. All right, Panther fans. Whether you're listening to this podcast in the morning, afternoon, or evening, thank you so much. Don't worry about the election. Everything will work out. You just make sure that you wash your hands and wearing a mask when you go out, and enjoy the game on Sunday. All right. Thanksgiving's coming. Make plans to not get people infected. All right, that's what's up. Okay. All right. So yeah, as Jadarius said, just to reiterate, please go check out our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, obviously. Check out Kev Facebook Live after each broadcast on Tuesday, or recording, I should say. And obviously our YouTube channel, which is blasting also. And we got a little bit of thing on TikTok, but you know, that's for a special group of people. All right, so hey, Panther fans, appreciate you guys. Y'all take care of yourselves. You know, wash your cat, comb your dog, and as always, keep pounding. And that's a clear. Dig it, man. Good job, fellas.
Yeah, man.
It's about to be stressful, bro.
Yeah, for real.
I'm afraid this is gonna be one of those games where we just get our ass handed to us, bro.
Look,
I'm afraid, man. We're just too porous in the middle of our defense.
look.
I'm just taking time to really let it breathe. So baby, just chill. She love it. We out in public and we can just chill with my partners, and we can go back to my crib and just chill under covers and do we call me and you lovers.
The Four-Man Rush is brought to you by the love and respect of and for the Carolina Panthers and Carolina Panther fans everywhere. Keep pounding. The Four-Man Rush is a non-affiliate of the Carolina Panther organization. All thoughts, assessments, and content of this podcast is directly related to the Four-Man Rush exclusively. Thank you.